So I will request Nancy Macharia to make some remarks. Thereafter, I will invite the chair of council so that we can be able to conclude this process as fast as we can possibly do. Karibu Nancy.
Thank you, CS. CS Matiangi, CS Moshero, our PS Basic Education, the chair NEC, my colleague council members, the CEO NEC, Mr. Gadesha, who is with us from Interior, Mr. Mayo, our DG, Principal Nairobi School, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I think I'll be very fast with my points. As you have heard, we do not want to take a lot of time. So during the recent Form 1 selection, I wished teachers and other senior education officials who are gathered for the exercise a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Little did I know that the hundreds of examiners who are marking this KCSE this year would offer us a Christmas gift. And so we are here. And we really would wish to thank them for their efforts and the strain that they went through. By completing the marking in record time, our examiners have shown that the teaching fraternity indeed comprises the true unsung heroes of our country. I thank all the examiners profusely for this commitment, which many of us hadn't imagined. I wish to promise you that at the TSC, we are not going to let your astounding performance go unnoticed. We will reward every positive stride you make in the teaching fraternity as you seek to put the much-needed shine on this profession. Just as the tip of the iceberg, the Commission recommended 8 teachers for presidential awards during this year's Jamhuri Day celebrations. I'm glad and I thank the President because I am highly elated to report that His Excellency the President accepted to reward all the 8 teachers we had recommended. Among them is our very own Mr. Idimuli. Congratulations. However, as I learned a majority of our teachers and principals who have done well, it's not lost on me or the Commission that there are those who will always go contrary to the stipulated rules and regulations. And as I have said earlier, there will be rewards, but there will also be sanctions on those who don't follow the stipulated regulations. We shall not hesitate to take similar steps against those who are found culpable. I am informed by NEC, and I have received a list of 40 teachers who are involved in exam irregularities. We will take stern action against them, and finally, as we have done in the past, if they are found culpable, we shall dismiss and deregister them so that they do not step in any of our schools in Kenya, be they public or private. And Mr. Minister, I'm also putting teachers in private school on notice. They are subject to the law, and we shall deregister those found also to have been engaged in trying to abet cheating in our national exams. They are bound by the rules and the regulations of the teaching service, whether they are in private or in public schools. So steps will be taken against them by the Commission. The other issue is that even as we put on notice teachers in private schools, we are also telling the proprietors of our private institutions registered by the ministry that should they engage any of the deregistered teachers, and you have seen that we have been gazetting them, and they are also on our website, so nobody can say that they do not know whether a teacher is deregistered or not. there is a law against this, and they can be sued in court. And I am asking the Ministry of Education to actually, when they are going on quality assurance assessments and so on, even in these private schools, if any of them is found to have engaged any of the deregistered teachers, then we are asking the ministry to deregister such schools. And this also goes for those of us in public schools, Mr. Indimuli. I think you'll pass this message to all our head teachers that they should advise the BOMs not to engage any of these teachers so that we ensure we have quality education in our schools. So as I also thank teachers for working very hard to ensure we converge here to receive the 2017 results, I wish to ask you to start preparing for next year's much-awaited free-day secondary education program for the head teachers who are here and our county directors. Given the premium the government is attaching to this program, I urge you to pull up your socks and ensure that the increased enrollment does not water down teaching and learning standards in our secondary schools. As principals, you are aware that you now hold substantive positions with the signing of the CBA. Your positions are substantive. You can no longer be deployed back to class. You are CEOs, and you have to perform. The only option, Mr. Idimudi, you have is number one, to perform, and number two, to perform. No other option. And this is to ensure that Wanjiko gets the taxes she pays for, then we get the results. And that's all Wanjiko wants, and our principals must be prepared for this. Please be prepared to take your work seriously, including supervision of those under you to ensure our children are being taught. I don't know, the minister will come here and release the results. And it will inform the commission whether teachers are teaching or they are not. And this also goes to our county directors. We would wish to know where teaching is taking place and where teaching is not taking place. And the commission will be waiting with the appraisals and the performance contract. That must go on, because we will reward, but we will also not hesitate to take sanctions where teaching is not taking place. As I wind up my remarks, I wish to make, with the indulgence of the minister, what I consider the newest policy shift at the TSC. Recently, I hinted at our determination to assist the government in enhancing national cohesion and also bolster professionalism and commitment in the teaching profession. As a result, we have completed a process of reorganizing the headship of some schools in the country through staff deployments. I don't know, for those heads who are with us here, whether they have received our letters, and if they haven't, maybe the letters are waiting back in their stations. This affects head teachers in both primary schools and principals in secondary schools who have stayed at one station for more than 9 years. Obviously, it is an enormous task because of the numbers we have in the teaching profession. We shall do a mammoth one this holiday, and we shall continue until we ensure that those who have served for 9 years and more have been delocalized. Obviously, at the Commission, we are trying to do this with a human face, and we are ensuring that you are not going to a lesser school. We are trying to give you a school with commensurate grades, and this is all to ensure quality education. We hope this will renew teacher commitment and breathe freshness within schools. I call upon all stakeholders to support this process and ask affected head teachers, principals, and teachers to move as advised by the Teachers Service Commission. We have, as much as possible, tried to be human, as I have told you. Be reminded, head teachers, and our principals, that this is in tandem with what we have in the regulations, and that we are just also trying to implement the CBA we signed, and therefore we expect that you will adhere to what we have directed. With those very many remarks, I now truly wish you, because I don't think the minister will now be calling us to release other results, a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and God's blessings as you live here. Thank you very much.